Today we're going to open up our wooden hive, see if they need food, and close them up. It's about 42, 43 degrees, so it's really warm out. You can see the snow is melting and the bees are out foraging. We're going to start on the west side, opening with one of our super hives. Mike is going to open up the first hive here, and we're going to get started feeding them, or even if they need food. They might still have food in there.
So it is nice and warm today, but it is not warm enough to pull out any frames or do anything like that. So all we're doing is a quick cursory food check just to make sure they're going to be good for the next 2 months. So,
Cluster.
Yep.
Oh,
right.
Yep.
Quite a few bees.
On top.
They're almost completely finished with the sugar. Let's see here.
What do you want? Hive alive or sugar?
They have lots of capped honey in these yet. So all we're going to do is give them like half of a hive alive maybe and a chunk of sugar. And close them back up and we'll call this one good.
This one's broken.
Oh, perfect. So where's the knife that I had?
I have it in my hand.
Okay. I'm just going to give them a half of a hive alive patty. And we should have pollen flowing by the end of March. So this is enough just to get them through the next 2 months. So
you want me to smoke them?
Yeah, go ahead and smoke them. I don't want to smash any bees with the sugar or fondant. So we'll give them some hive alive and some sugar brick. Close them up. That's it. Move on to the next one. Only takes a few seconds per hive, and it gives us a good idea of the colony strength on each one to make sure that we're not going to have any losses. If we do happen to find a dead out, we'll take any honey that they have left and save it for any of the other hives that may need it this spring. Okay, so get a peek in this one. Got it wedged pretty tight in here.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
they're building a home on top right there.
A lot of bees. Wow.
I don't know if
that's
you
really
can
good.
See that.
So, yeah, they have some comb built here up into the styrofoam over there. So this hive is doing really well, very strong. Let's see.
Do you want any hive alive for it?
Break into one of these frames. Yep, still lots of honey in the frames. I will take a chunk of hive alive for this hive.
Okay. Do you just want a quarter of it? I got the knife right by it for you.
Yeah, just give me that whole other half. That's here, right here. And I'll see if this will fit in here. Yep, fits in there. Perfect. So that hive looks excellent. Move on to the next hives here. So, as you can see, it only takes 30 seconds or so per hive. I'm going to cut up this hive alive patty into a couple of chunks so it's ready to go. So I don't have to have these hives open.
And we'll put that duct tape back on the front of it just to keep the moisture levels down till the real spring. Oh, wow.
All right, these look really good too.
Gosh,
they're really
thriving. That has a lot of sugar in it still.
Yeah, it has
there's Mikey texting
quite a bit of sugar. I do want to get a little bit of hive alive in there though, because it does have some.
How much hive alive do you want?
Like. So I'll just put in a tiny one of the little strips. Put it right in over here.
These hives are exploding with bees. If this stays this way through April, we're gonna be able to hit my 50 hives by 50.
Yeah, we will. So we have 22 hives here, so it should only take 20 minutes to half an hour to go through all these hives. And then, of course, it's going to take me another 20 minutes to get everything put back on them, all the insulation and everything else that I have taken off.
They're peeking out at you. They know you're going to get in there. Ooh, that's a lot of sugar left in there, too. They must be eating their honey stores or must not need much because it's been warmer, except for those 3 really
Yeah,
bad.
there's quite a bit
Oh,
of honey in
wow.
there yet.
Jeez.
The bees are munching away on it.
And this is what you want to see.
And I'll check these outside frames.
I'm checking for honey on your
Yep, we're checking for
hive
honey.
tool.
We got some in there, but we got quite a bit of sugar in there too yet. So
Are you putting any hive alive in this one?
I should, but there's so many bees that are in the way that I don't want to smash any of them.
Side if you need it.
So I can maybe put half or a quarter of a piece in here.
We're going to be covered in bee poop.
So we'll slide this in right on this corner and get this closed back up.
We took all the styrofoam, all the insulation off just so we could access these to check their food stores. So we'll be putting it back on, you know, once we're done. And we'll probably open them again come March. Right, Mike? Maybe March?
Yep. This one isn't quite closing all the way.
I just can't believe how active they are today. It's always good to see bees flying at the end of January.
There we go. Now that one's closed up good. Ready to move on to the next. Oh, there's quite a few pouring out of there.
I know, the minute you took that off, they came flying out.
Alright,
The shadow makes it dark. Wow.
this box is in the way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can you move that?
There you go.
Lots of bees. Lots of sugar.
Yeah. You can see the cluster on there. That's a big cluster. Mike has a good assortment of bees all over his back.
Lots of honey. And this little piece of hive alive for them. And get them closed back up.
And something else with these hives, they're all alive, they're all thriving, we're not seeing dead outs. And another thing is I'm not seeing piles of dead bees in front of them. You know, it's amazing. Yes, it's muddy, but I would be able to see dead bees in the mud even. We have one big colony down here that's actually 3 colonies in one hive. They were smaller, so we divided them up and put 3 of them in one hive so they'd stay warmer. So we're going to open these up to see how they're doing.
So I also made a special feeder in here. You'll see in a second that works for all 3 colonies. I'll get this smoked out a little bit. So far we've had good luck. We haven't had any dead outs on any of these hives. But I am worried about these because, like Lori said, there's 3 hives in here. Each hive has 6 frames, 3 frames of honey and 3 frames of bees and brood. It was some really small nukes that we had going into winter. I didn't want to just get rid of them or kill them, so looks like this one is probably a dead out. These 2 are good. You
Look,
can see
they have their clusters in the lid where
they filled up. They're in there eating that food, so I have some food to give them. So we're just going to set these here for a second.
This third one didn't even touch the food and didn't see the food right there. It's untouched, and these ones ate all their food, and they're actually clustering in there. So this one's empty, and they're probably going to want to rob it out or something, but they've still got frames of honey from the fall. So losing one in 35 hives is really good.
We've got quite a bit of honey.
So we could actually take this divider out if we want and let that hive have it.
No, we're going to just leave this for now.
Okay. Just as a resource.
There was some bees that were robbing this hive when we came out here. So I put tape on the front. So you're seeing some commotion up here. These are some bees from other hives that got in down there and are up stealing their honey. So I'm going to smoke these guys down a little bit.
You may have to open the hive alive more if you're going to put it in those little slots. Because they look hungry. They can't get out, Mike.
Yeah, I see that.
Silly.
So we'll put that in here. Make sure the queen's not walking around up here. Well, carefully get these back on. So I have a feeling these are just going to fall out as I tip it downward. But we'll try to be careful here.
You want the hive tool maybe to stick in there to hold them up? You know, you probably could tape them on. Or not. And 2, I'm wondering if the queen might have died in that 3rd colony and they just drifted to the other side, the other bees.
There's walls in between. There's no way for them to get.
Yeah, but they can fly out the front and fly out the
Yeah,
front
technically they could leave and go around the other side. So yeah, that is a possibility. So, all right, we've got all these hives checked. They all look really good. And I hope you guys can get out and get a chance to enjoy your bees.
And we still have the 2 sick hives at the Big John bee yard. We're going to be checking later, but we're not wearing our good bee stuff. We're going to make sure in case they're still sick. We're going to check them out, open them up, and see if we actually got to save them this year.
So get out there and enjoy your bees. Thanks.